Welcome to Subramani. In the market, very many very nice sounding pessimistic people are around, and they will constantly tell you why the market is going to be bad, why there is a recession coming, why we will go into a full-fledged depression constantly, and your mind has a tug of war with those people, right? So I don't know who said this, but the question is of using all your patience and ability to sit tight over long periods of time through this cacophony of saying the market will be going into a depression, right? 1947, just the end of the World War, the government spending came down drastically, because government did not have too much money to spend. All the money was already spent on the army, or rather on the war, and on everything else. So you knew that no government is now going to buy armaments for a long time. They all thought there won't be there will not be another war, another big war at least. So that was a time when economists were sure that the country would, that we are talking now about US, that US would go into a depression very quickly. Next 1 or 2 years, it would go into a depression. Actually, what happened was it went into a recession in a short while. But remember, the stock market doubled from 1947 to 51, right? Now, similarly, in India, in 1979, the index was formed. It was 100. And today it is about 1,22,000, taking the TRI into account, right? So that, just check out how many times that is. That is 1,220 times over a 45-year period, which is just sensationally good. But constantly you will hear stories saying, oh my God, now it's all over. India shining doesn't work. This country does not vote for hard work. This does not work for development. Look at what happened to Vajpayee. Look at what happened to Chandrababu Naidu, the man who created Hyderabad and made it an attractive location for so many companies to come in. But then he lost, right? Ramakrishna Hegde didn't do too well in Karnataka. Narendra Modi did well in Gujarat, but we have no clue whether it was only for whether the voting was largely for development or what it was, right? So those kind of questions you have to keep asking. Now, whenever you are tempted, I mean, there could be any reason. They could say, oh my God, Modi will not come for a fourth time. Modi will not come we were all told that Modi will not come. Modi will not come a second time. Modi will not come a third time. Now we're being told Modi will not come for the fourth time. Maybe Modi won't come. Maybe it will be Yogi. Maybe it will be somebody else. I am not even getting into that area. But constantly we will be told that, oh my God, this is a terrible market. You should all exit. Right? Maybe they're right, it's not so wrong after all, and maybe the market will fall from there. But knowing the difference of forecast versus what you think will happen, right? It's not going to be very easy. So let us say, based on the statistics that I have studied over the next, I could be investing for the next 10 years. I expect 1 or 2 recessions in that period. It is bound to happen, right? So what is my learning from the last 40 years is to say, just grin through a recession. There is nothing else you can do, because I know there will be a recession. I'm smart enough to know that there will be a recession, and I'm wise enough to know that I don't know when the recession will be, right? So one is to say, well, this is what I think will happen, and one is to say, no, I think March 2024 it will happen, or December 2024 it will happen, or December 2025 it will happen, and accordingly I position my portfolio, I increase my trading, I reduce my trading, whatever it is. So if you think you can predict the date of a recession or a depression or things like that, then there is something wrong. You know that there will be a recession, you know there will be a depression, you know that the market will fall 10% or 20%. The only protection you have against that is to create an immensely diversified portfolio, which is diversified across countries, across currencies, across business, across geographical locations, right? So when you have an insanely diversified portfolio, I was just seeing, I have invested in one Japan fund and that has given me some 21% CAGR. I can't invest more money into it, but that's a fantastic return that I already have, right? So you don't know from where the returns will come, what will happen, right? So how do you avoid all those problems is by having an amazingly well diversified portfolio. You can't afford to lose all your money saying, oh, I put all my money in this company because I thought that company was great and that company went fat. You don't take that kind of a risk, right? So similarly, you have an extremely well diversified portfolio, and that's your best way to handle the sad talk, bad talk, recession talks, actual recession, depression, etc. by saying, okay, I think next 3 years the market will do nothing, but for the next 3 years expenses, I either have a current income or I have enough debt and therefore I have enough interest income, or I can withdraw from my debt funds as and when I need it, right? Because my income is going to stop. And all these kind of solutions are available, but it is important for us to understand that we have to be wise enough to know that we cannot talk about the timing as to when it will happen, and also be smart enough to know that it will happen, right? Both these things you know. In fact, it is just like this. Are you smart enough to know that tomato is a fruit, and wise enough to know that it should not be put in the fruit salad? I think that sums up whatever I wanted to say. Thank you.